Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I need to change my shirt. Fall, bitch. Thanks. Naked. And nobody want to see me naked. That's not a good thing. Nobody want to see the naked body. So I'm naked. Excuse me a second. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Wait. You wait. Okay. 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 Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, I'm not naked anymore. Okay, good. What up? What up? Alright, we're gonna talk about millennials today. As like a collective. As like a collective unit. Because this shit is real. This is like what's I think this is what's like actually going on with all of us. And it's just our generation, just us. Like just us. Not the predecessors, just us. Predecessors being our parents. Unlike everybody else that has just been running shit. Life's such a bore. I mean, yeah. It ain't. It's perspective, but like, yeah. Like, I'm kind of just like realizing that literally all of us as millennials, we're in a weird fucking place right now. Like, we're in a very weird and misguided place. Like, we don't know where the fuck we're going. Like, there's a lot of people I know personally that I'm speaking to and I'm talking to, and everyone's just kind of like, I don't know, everybody's kind of like going through their own shit, but it's like existential stuff. It's like shit that's making you like, well, why the fuck am I even here? Like, why am I here? Like, why do I want to be here? It just feels like a lot of us are just, I don't know, it feels like we're all living day by day, doing shit we don't want to fucking do, and like, we don't even like resonate with anymore. What up? So like, as millennials, we're like, we've you know, we grew up, you know, we entered our 20s, you know, we think we have like a great idea about who we are and what we're doing and where we're going. And then all of a sudden, we don't know why. Like, we don't know why, but all of a sudden we're just like in this fucking purgatory where we think where we thought we knew ourselves, and then it turns out like something personal happens to us with like either a loved one or a significant other, and it's just like you fucking melt. Like your brain just goes to shit. Your brain just goes to mush. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't know who the hell you are anymore. And then you're just fucking lost and misguided, and now you're just like working at a job you don't want to work at. You feel miserable at work. You feel miserable at home. You feel miserable just like in fucking general. You don't like really know what it is you're doing. You're just kind of like on autopilot, and it's upsetting. Because you're like, now you're just like constantly walking around like, who the fuck am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I here? Like you start questioning like, what the fuck am I even doing here? And then you just like start asking yourself like, yo, like, you know, like maybe the world would be a lot better if I weren't here. And it's like, no, it's not that at all. What we're doing, what we're fucking doing that we don't even know that we're doing is like, we're literally playing victim with ourselves because we don't fucking know ourselves anymore. So we're just like creating all of these bullshit things that don't fucking matter, that shouldn't really bug us at all. Like, it shouldn't really fucking bother us at all because these things actually don't matter at all. But it's because we don't have these things, or like we feel like we've achieved the things that we wanted out of life yet, that we're just like, you know, stuck in this place where it's just like, well, I haven't achieved them, and I'll probably never achieve them, and I'll probably never get them, because it's like, you're not giving yourself permission to be happy until you actually get those things. Like, you're not giving yourself the permission to be happy because you don't have any of these physical, third-dimensional fucking things that you think you're supposed to have. And it's like, we're not supposed to have shit. You shouldn't be killing yourself every single day at a place you don't want to be, talking with people you don't want to talk to, just to get money, to get shit you don't really fucking need. And I really think that's what's like happening right now with all of us, where it's just like our parents and their parents, they like went through like this awakening stage too, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it was for their time. It was for their time where they had to realize, oh, I'm an adult now, so that means I gotta do like this, and I gotta do like that, and I gotta get a job, and I gotta like get money, and I gotta be successful and happiness and whatever. It was still like a very worldly fucking thing, like a very earthly, plain thing. With us, I think this shit is so much more profound with us personally as millennials, because we have the internet, we have information, we have hyper-intelligence, which is like way faster than our predecessors, and it's because of this, and it's because of our knowledge of like the world and fucking beyond the world and like space and like the galaxies. And we're starting our coming of age, our adulthood period isn't just acknowledging that we have to like live here and on this earthly plane, but we also now have to adopt something even heavier, something even more heavier, which is the reality that we're not just Earth. We're not just here. We're like fucking out there. And that's like, it's becoming existential, because it's like making us question like, well, what the fuck am I just doing here then? Like, what's my purpose just here then? Like, none of this matters. Like, none of it matters if that's the case. Like, none of all my real problems are actually real problems, and none of it actually matters. So if that's the case, what the fuck am I going to do with the rest of my life to ensure that I'm happy just living my life here? What am I going to do with myself for the rest of my fucking life? And I think that's where a lot of us are at right now. We're all looking at each other in our lives, in our personal lives, our family, our friends, and we're just looking at the rest of our lives, and it just looks bleak as fuck, because, like, the reality of the situation is we only have, like, 11 years to even fix our planet. To even fix it. We actually have to fix our planet right now, because if we don't, we're gonna die. Everyone is gonna die if we don't fix it. Our president is a shithead. A lack of empathy piece of shit who just, like, is continuously doing things wrong and trying to set everything backwards. And we're having, like, an existential panic attack because we're like, yo, We're trying to tell you that we're gonna die and you're not listening to us. We're the kids in the movie that the adults don't want to listen to. And we're getting upset and we're getting pissed. And we're getting so different, and we're changing things so quickly and creatively. We're having to create new ways to save our planet. We have to create new ways to live our lives. And our predecessors are super fucking scared and terrified because the world that they knew and that they thought they understood is turning in on itself. It's changing. It's changing, and we're changing it, and they don't like it. Because they're the parents. They think they know best. And it's like, no, you don't. We, the children, are trying to tell you, you don't know shit. And I'll tell you why. You know, it's like, we're ready to, like, tell you why you don't have a good idea about what to do next. Because we just know better than them now, all of a sudden. Like, they're like the elderly parent that's just, like, doing shit. Who's just like trying to fucking eat, but like you're like shaking the spoon, and we're just like, you know, give me the fucking spoon so I can show you how to do it. And it's like they're getting upset with us, and they don't know how to deal with it. And it's like, well, you can either deal with it, or we can just sit here and argue all day and get nowhere, or you can let us take the fucking mantle, take the spoon, and show you how to fucking eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to give up your fucking power. It's really just time to let go already, and they just don't want to let go. And we're forcing them to let go by constantly changing the world. And we're changing the world by realizing that we don't even fucking resonate with the system we were born into anymore. We just don't resonate with it anymore. Because we're starting to realize that through our creative shit, through our creative endeavors and the things that we're like making, which is like our own businesses and our own websites and our own creativity, like they went through a baby boom phase, and it seems like we're going through like a creative boom phase because we need to be creative at this time. We need to be very creative in how we're going to live our lives moving forward. We need to be very creative in the ideas of, like, automation is not stopping anytime soon, and we need to figure out how the fuck we're going to live comfortably. And on top of that, we got to figure out how the fuck we're going to fix Earth itself. How are we going to fix this? Who the fuck wouldn't want to kill himself and say, like, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's light at the end of this tunnel, so I kind of want out. And it's like, no, don't cop out just yet. Because this is actually part of it. This is like the best. This is kind of like the best part. This is kind of like the climax to an action movie. It's like, well, is the hero gonna do it, or is the hero gonna fail? And everybody's the hero of their own story, right? So are you gonna be the failure hero, or are you gonna be the successful hero? Are you gonna be the victorious one? You can't just cop out now, not while everybody else is trying to fucking change it and do the things that we should be doing, which is cleaning shit up. Cleaning up the mess that they made. So we need to set an example for them now. They set a bad example for us, and we're like really fucking redoing all that shit they taught us because it just doesn't make sense to us anymore. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, you have to live with this way to get this done. And yeah, but I don't see it like that anymore because like I have all of this stuff that I could be doing, and I have all of these options. So why the fuck do I need to do things the old way? It's like, oh, because of this, because of this. Okay, but that has been changed now because of the internet and this and that. So that doesn't really make any sense to even do. In fact, you'd be wasting more time and energy doing what you said to do than the way I said I can do it. So we really need to stop letting other people dictate our fucking decisions based off of their own perspective. And it's like, you need to take control of your own life and like do shit the way you want to fucking do it. Stop doing it the way that it seems to be working for this other person simply because it's working for that other person. Just because it's working for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Stop fucking worrying about other people. Just do shit the way you feel comfortably doing it. And don't be afraid of how, like, everyone's going to fucking see you, because that's going to dictate your decisions. Other people's opinions of you. Stop it. You're setting yourself up to fail every single fucking time you do that. And you're going to, you're going to, like, find yourself in a hole of false expectations where you're just going to continue to beat yourself up and be like, oh, I fucking failed because I didn't achieve this thing that I felt like I needed when you didn't really fucking need it. You didn't really need it. Yeah. And what sucks is like, spell that with a C. There's a C in there. There's no K. I'm not one of those. I'm one of those K guys. There's another reason why that's funny, but I'm not. I'm just gonna not say it. But it just seems like humanity right now is about to learn a very valuable lesson about itself that it's very unaware of. And as any relationship would go, when you think you have a good idea about the way things are with you and another person or another thing, it turns out it ain't that at all. It ain't that at all. In fact, you know dick about what you think you know. Because when you get deeper into that relationship, y'all start getting really, really comfortable. And then you start to do shit that just, like, irks each other. And when you start irking each other, those are the things that really define that other person. Those are the things about that person that are really them. And you're seeing the real them for the first time after, like, a few months. And it's just like, well, this isn't who I had an interest in. And then you start to be like, well, how come they do this? How come they do that? And how come... You start really questioning things. You go through, like, this stage of questioning this other person because they're doing things they never normally did around you. And it's like, no, they've always done this. It's always been who they were. It's just now they're becoming comfortable enough to be themselves. And it turns out that this new self you don't actually like. Because this other self that they're showing you challenges who you are. And it's because it challenges you that it's kind of like bothering you, because it makes you think like, oh, I thought I knew this person. And it makes you actually question your ability to judge another person. It questions your ability to judge anything in general, which makes you look inside and say, well, if I don't know this person, do I even know myself? And then think of that on like a more broader scale, you know, to define humanity. We have a relationship with Earth that's really fucking comfortable. Too comfortable. And what's happening right now is Earth is doing a bunch of things we don't like. Earth is doing a bunch of things that we don't really like. Flash floods, heat waves, breaking records on all kinds of new weather reports. You know, these are things that are starting to make us question what's going on here. You know, like any girlfriend or any boyfriend or any relationship. And our relationship with Earth is about to get really fucking bad. Because Earth is about to show its true colors to humanity. And what it's doing is, because humanity has become this toxic boyfriend or toxic girlfriend, it's starting to change its ways to fix the problem. And now it seems like any bad relationship that goes bad, there's going to be trauma left over. There's going to be a fucking trauma that's left over. And it's a trauma that we've never seen before. In fact, this is going to be the most traumatic thing in the history of anything. Because it's going to be the first time ever that we're actually going to lose our planet. Our planet is actually in danger, in the sense that we are actually in danger, all of us. And it's not even just like you or your name. No, it's literally everyone and everything. Everything that you know to exist on this planet is actually in danger of being gone. And we're so comfortable with the way things have been over a fucking millennia of existence of humanity that we've never really had to come to terms with this kind of reality before. And that's why everybody's taking this shit for granted, as you would a good girlfriend or a good boyfriend. So we're starting to take Earth for granted, and we're starting to say, no, that's bullshit. That would never happen. Earth would never leave me. No, that's not real. You better cut that shit out. You better cut out that arrogant fucking false expectation bullshit mindset that you have, because if you keep that up, Earth is gonna you're gonna run outside one day and your fucking arm is gonna be melted off, and you're gonna see 5-year-old children with skeletons for fucking faces because their faces are gone, because fucking the radiation from the sun has beamed down so harshly on their skin and everything around us that because there's no fucking there's no atmosphere anymore. It's gone. It's gonna be gone. So the bitch that is Earth, the annoying bitch in the relationship between humanity and Earth is gonna start practicing a little bit of self-love. Earth is gonna start practicing self-love, and it's gonna start loving itself more than loving you, because you don't love it. It's gonna start loving it a lot more than it loves you, and it's gonna leave you behind. Our predecessors don't understand this. We do, which is why we're trying to fix everything. But it just seems like a lot of us are in a place where we're very misguided, because we're understanding now that we're universal kids. We're not, we're not Earth children anymore. We're like fucking, we're like interstellar kids now. We're like Age of Information kids. We're like the fucking Jetsons. My coming of age is still in process. I'm still trying to integrate my new emotions and my new understanding of reality and the world and the universe and everything around me. And I'm realizing that, like, yeah, if I actually, like, there comes a comfort with this new integration of, like, this new sense of adulthood for a millennial, in the sense that it's like, okay, if I had to go to space tomorrow, if I were going to, like, a fucking Six Flags or something, like, I would be totally comfortable with that. It wouldn't be like some existential, holy shit, I gotta go to space tomorrow kind of thing. No, it feels more comfortable in the sense, like, it feels more comfortable with the idea that I would have to go to space someday, in the sense that's just like, well, you've always been part of space. You've always been part of everything. You are everything. It's just you've been on Earth for so long that you think that's it. And it's like, no, that's not it. That's probably the most smallest fucking piece of what is actually it, which is everything. And everything is you. So, like, a millennial's coming of age of adulthood is realizing, yeah, you're fucking everything. Like, you're actually way more important than you thought you were. In fact, you're so important that you can't even comprehend the ability to even comprehend yourself or even experience yourself. If the universe is infinite and infinite knowledge and was thought is literally a fucking thought in itself, then that means that you are everything and you thought yourself up. You're a walking thought. You're a walking thought that thinks it's living and breathing, when in fact you're not living and breathing at all. You're actually you thought yourself up. Look in your room. Everything that's in your room, even your room itself, was someone's idea. Someone thought up your room. Everything around you is an actual thought. That includes you. You're also a fucking thought. You're literally made of light. Every particle in your body that makes up you, that makes up your body, is an actual light particle. You're made of lights. You're made of light, which implies that you yourself are infinite. And if that is true, if you are infinite light, then that implies that you are one with the infinite creator. You are the infinite creator, infinitely creating. And you think that you're the one thinking your thoughts. You're not the one thinking your thoughts. Don't ever think that you're the one thinking your thoughts. You're not thinking your thoughts. You think you're thinking your thoughts. But in fact, your subconscious is doing all of the thinking for you behind the scenes to make you think that you're thinking your thoughts. You're CJ in San Andreas, and your subconscious is the actual gamer. You can't see the maps. You can't see the guidance system. You can't see any of that shit. Your subconscious does, though. But CJ doesn't know he's in a fucking Grand Theft Auto video game. No, CJ is riding his bike and shooting people and going through like a regular fucking CJ kind of day. in the day in the life of CJ, that's what CJ does. Because that's what that avatar does in that reality. But it's actually not him, it's you. The more you start to identify less with the body and more as an entity living inside of a body, wearing itself, experiencing itself all the time, that's when you start to identify that, like, yo, that's when you start to identify more that, like, the idea of what people consider to be God is not outside of the body. It's actually you. Yeah. It's actually you. You are it, in the sense that you are everything, which is an implication that if you are everything, you have always been here talking to yourself. You think you're listening to me, you're not. You're listening to yourself. You're listening to yourself right now. Try to comprehend that. Try to comprehend that if you're me and I'm you, then that means that there is no me, there is no you, there is only it, which is I, which is you. You're God. You're God playing hide and seek with himself, talking to himself. It's just you all over the place. You made all of this. All of this is what you made as the infinite creator, infinitely creating. So essentially, you think it's you looking through your eyes. You think it's you looking through your eyes. It's not you. There's another perceiver that's making you think that you're the perceiver of your reality. It's not even you perceiving your reality. It's something else. You're not the body. You're not even you, because there is no you. And there is no me. There is only it, which is all. You and I are all. And that's what I think the coming of age of a millennial is realizing that we're all one. We're all this. It's just one thing. And the more we realize that, the easier it's going to be to fix shit. And that means, well, that explains why we're so emotional. It's because we're supposed to be. People are bitching and complaining, oh, millennials are so emotional. No, it's not. Yeah, we're emotional. But we're emotional for a reason. And it's because trust that at the particular time and space of our birth, of every single one of our births, any 28-year-old right now was supposed to be birthed at that time, in that particular space and time, and was supposed to be overly emotional because the earth willed that individual to be overly emotional, because the earth actually needs emotional beings on it right now who give a shit about it. Yeah, that's what sucks too. This is actually like hidden shit. This is the big secret. This is what all of my conspiracy theory bullshit and reading and all this stuff has actually led up to. The big secret. And the big secret is what they don't actually want you to know and understand. When I say they, I'm implying the people, control the gas company, pharmaceutical company, all that stuff, all that bullshit. All of these individuals, they know exactly what they are. They know exactly what they are, and they know exactly what you are. So if I came to the realization that I myself was God, and all of us are essentially God itself, or source. I like to call it source. I don't particularly like to call it God anymore, because it's like, it just sounds very external rather than internal. Because that's what they've always wanted you to believe, that, oh, God is a man or a thing that's over there. And it's like, no, it's not over there, asshole. You're it. Why do you keep trying to separate source from self? And it's like, it's all the same shit. And that's because the more you identify with your body, that means the more you identify with, like, this false idea of self. Most people have a problem with just sitting by their self. So imagine a self that doesn't even exist, that you think is you, but imagine your higher being sitting next to it, sitting next to itself, and is actually looking at itself and saying, wow, I gotta change a lot of shit about myself, this costume. So the big secret is, yeah, you're incredibly special, because the odds of you even existing in this fucking universe as yourself, as a human being, which is just being and existing on this rock, this particular space and time, this earth, is ultra astronomically fucking rare to even perceive yourself in a sense that you get to perceive yourself. That's where that's where like everything truly is, in the comfort that you know you're more than just this. And once you understand that, that's when you get to really be fucking happy, because it's like, if the entire purpose of life is to discover the beauty of being, then you're not happy because you don't want to be. You don't want to exist. And you don't want to exist because you feel like you can't get all of these things that you've set your life out to get, all these achievements that aren't really going to fucking make you happy. They're just not going to make you happy. They're just things. They're just achievements. They have nothing to do with happiness. They have nothing to do with happiness. Because once you get them, you're just going to be like, well, how do I get more? How do I get more? And you're going to be setting yourself up to fail in a system that is just going to fail. So, like, I heard this from a YouTube channel called actualize.org, and it's probably the most interesting thing. And the way he makes you think about happiness is incredible, because he makes you turn in on yourself. So he's like, so you want to live a healthier lifestyle, and you want to be able to, like, you know, you want to have that body for the summer. So you set a goal for yourself to just, like, you know, eat sushi and eat clean and all that stuff. But if you truly wanted unconditional happiness, then that means that you would be okay even if you didn't have the sushi, or you couldn't get the sushi, or you couldn't get that salad. Or, you know, if you wanted to go to the gym and you wanted to lift like 100 pounds, you know, you would still be happy whether you lifted 100 pounds or not. So this is what he asks you, and I want you to ask yourself this too. If you wanted the sushi, and if you truly wanted to be happy whether or not you got the sushi or not, would you still want the sushi? That's something to think about. It's definitely something to think about. If you really wanted the sushi, no. If you really wanted unconditional happiness, whether you got something or not, would you still be unconditionally happy whether you got it or not? No. That's what unconditional happiness is. You have to be happy regardless of what, and most of us aren't ready to be unconditionally happy yet. We're just not ready to be unconditionally happy yet because we're not giving ourselves permission to be happy until we achieve the things that we think we want. And it's just, you're setting yourself up to fail every time. You have to be happy with whether you get it or not. You just have to be okay with that shit.
just in my head right now.
But even like you're just in my head right now. Like, you have to stop seeing it as just your head. It's not that I'm in your head, it's that I'm you. You're me and I'm you. That's literally it. And we're all going through the same exact thing. We're all going through the same exact transitional period. And it's because all of us still identify with the idea that we have a self. Like, that we identify with our body, and that time is very linear. And, like, you know, all my life has led up to this point. You know what I'm saying? That, like, we still identify with the body, and just, like, a very book life timeline, like very like chapter by chapter kind of timeline, when it's like, no, this book has only ever had one page. This book has only ever had one page. There's no such thing as time. Time doesn't exist. It's a human construct. This moment has been infinitely present since the day of the Big Bang. It's been an explosion, frozen in time. There is no such thing as time. That does not exist. No, they don't make you happy. The things that you buy are physical things that you feel like if you had, it would make you happy, because there's like some fucking false void in you that you feel like if you bought yourself this, or you treated yourself to this, you give yourself a little treat that, like, it's gonna make you happy. And this is what homeboy on that, check out that channel, actualize.org, seriously. This is what he brought up as well. He was just like, you buy things that you don't need to treat yourself, because you're not actually really happy. You buy all these things, and you create the list of things that you need to get as achievements to fill a void in yourself that you feel can only be filled if you treat yourself. You've essentially trained yourself to become a fucking dog. You trained yourself to be a fucking dog by treating yourself to things. Oh, I went to the gym today, so I'm going to have like a burger. You were a good boy today, so you get to have a burger. You get to have a treat. You became a fucking dog, and you didn't even know it. All of us have become like fucking dogs.
Yeah, it's like...
He's got like a ton of shit. That guy will fucking open your shit up, bro. Like, seriously. But, like, like, the more you dive into this shit, the more you even understand that, like, you think you live in a three-dimensional world. You fucking don't. You fucking don't live in a third-dimensional world. I mean, we do, but you actually aren't just third-dimensional. Like, you're not. You're actually multi-dimensional. You're actually multi-dimensional. And correct me, like, if anyone is, like, listening and, like, you know more, please feel free to correct me, because it's just, like, I'm just going off of, like, the shit that I read and the things that I'm listening to and studying, and it's just, like, what I'm figuring out is, like, you're actually multi-dimensional in the sense that you're not just a three-dimensional being. You're a multi-dimensional being. And I say this because you have multiple dimensions. You have height, you have width, you have weight, and the fourth dimension is time. You have an identification and an acknowledgement, a comprehension of time, which means that you also, it's space, which implies that since you're light, since every particle in your body is literally made of light, that implies that you are actually time perceiving itself in all things around you. You're actually fucking time itself. Remember that Rick and Morty episode when the dad had like a fucking trip? He had like a crazy trip, and he was like, "I'm time. I'm literally time." Like, that wasn't a lie. Like, it's real shit. You're actually time moving through space all the time. I want you to put your hand up and kind of just like hold it there for a second and just like identify with your hand for a second. And then I want you to kind of just like just move your hand, not your elbows, just move your hand forward, and then stop it, and then move backward. There's like a very subtle sense of force or pushback that's like keeping your hand very steady. That's the space I'm talking about. You can actually feel it. That's the space I'm referring to. When you do it very slowly and very subtly and move your hand through, you can feel like you could feel the weight of it kind of pushing, kind of keeping your hand at bay. It's the craziest fucking thing. Your time literally moving space. You're actually time itself, which implies that you're infinite, which implies that you're an infinite being, which implies that you're a multidimensional infinite fucking being existing here, experiencing everything that is you. And that's the craziest fucking thing. Once you realize your true nature, that you're actually just fucking energy, you're literally just energy. Like, this isn't even like hypothetical shit. You're actually literally just fucking energy. Once you understand that your body is actually a battery, then you start figuring yourself out. Your body produces heat. Heat is energy. You're actually making heat in your body. It's always hot. It's always heating up. Your body has like a fucking consciousness that you don't even fucking know. There are like a million things going on right now just to make you breathe. Just to breathe in itself is like the most fucking miracle thing. So we create all this fucking bullshit about our lives. Oh, I'm imperfect. Oh, I'm not perfect. It's like, yo, you don't even understand how infinitely fucking perfect your design actually is. And your mind is creating this bullshit where you perceive yourself as like less than. What are you talking about? Your mind isn't even your fucking friend. Your mind is not your friend. Your mind is addicted to thinking all the time. In fact, it's most of your thinking that fucks your life up all of the time. Stop thinking so much. Stop fucking thinking so much. You need to learn how to calm yourself. And that's why, like, I'm really, like, pushing everybody to just fucking meditate. Like, yo, practice meditation. Meditation is your fucking nature. It's what you're supposed to be doing. Meditate for an hour if you can. I meditate for 2 hours, sometimes more now. Just because I'm just, like, fucking fascinated with, like, the shit I can actually do with my brain. The brain is like the biggest dick you can have. So stop acting like your dick is the biggest dick you can have. Because there's no brain down there. You're hanging brain, but there's no brain. Right? By the way, if I'm ever shot and killed, I have no problems with anyone. I am not a drug dealer. I have no real issues. So if anything ever happens to me ever, me being shot, make a very big ruckus. Make a very big problem about that. Because this is the kind of shit that is not supposed to get out. This is the kind of stuff that's like, this is the biggest secret that has ever been kept from you, and I found it. And that's why I'm just like kind of always in nature now. I have like a better relationship with nature. I have like a better relationship with like existing. I'm a lot happier. I'm doing a lot more live talks than I actually have ever than I've done in a while, which is a show that I'm like becoming more comfortable in what I am rather than who I am. And you need to do this as well. Because if take it from somebody who wanted to kill themselves. If I can get back here, everybody can. And if I'm telling you how to do it, you need to start doing it. Because this is the shit that's going to save your fucking life. This is actually the shit that's going to save your life. And I know it's going to save your life because the shit that I'm speaking lately is actually making very depressed friends of mine say, wow, I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to fucking tell you. I'm actually, like, pretty beat up that, like, I didn't get to know Etika more. The YouTuber that recently took his own life and shit. And it, like, really fucking sucks. Because I met the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met this version of myself that I thought was, like, so happy and successful and had everything that they could possibly want. Friends, fans, subscribers, money, video games, happiness, you know what I'm saying? Like all the things that you think happiness actually is. And then you read something on your fucking Facebook timeline that tells you this young man killed himself. And you sit there and you're just like, what could have possibly gone through your mind to make you think that you were any lesser? What fucking tricks was your mind telling you to make you believe that you're not good enough, or like you're not worthy enough, or like you're not loved enough, or like you're not funny enough, or you're not attractive enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not creative enough? That's all fucking bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And it's upsetting. And it's saddening because we're all going through it. All of us are going through it. And we all feel like we're all by ourselves. We all feel like we're all alone. And it's like, you're not fucking alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. That's why I can't stress enough. Check on each other. Check up on each other. Once your parents, our parents, the predecessors, the leaders, once they are gone, we are all we have left. We're the only ones here. We're going to be the only ones here. So stop fucking around and acting like pussy little bitches who don't actually want to get to know each other because you're afraid of being hurt again, or like someone's going to leave your life, or this and that, or fear of losing another person. Fuck that shit. Get the fuck out. Go meet people. Go fucking find yourself. Start meditating. Do a little self-awareness work. And get the ball rolling, man. Like, create some shit. Make some shit. Take control of your fucking life. That's what I'm doing. That's what I have been doing. It's been super fucking beneficial. I know you'll want to after this. I hope you'll continue it. But that's what my purpose was. That's when I figured out my purpose is. That's what my purpose is, to be here. My purpose personally for me is to help you realize your fucking purpose. To help you realize how fucking good you are, how perfect you are, how great you are. Because you're... Ah! That was a bad idea. You're fucking great. You just probably don't have any people around to fucking tell you that. Fuck them. You're looking for these people who you think are going to be there to tell you and remind you that you're great. They're not. Fuck them. You have to go look for the other people that are going to be there for you and tell you that you're great. The new bunch. Your vibe tribe. Go find them. Because your friends and your family that ain't there for you ain't going to be there for you. Because they're just not. They're just not where you're at. They can't even comprehend where you're at because where you're at is just up there while they're still living down here. And this fear-based, survival-based, bullshit-ass reality where things don't actually make sense. So you gotta figure out what the fuck you're gonna do for the rest of your life so that you can be happy and content with your life and actually feel like you're giving something of meaning back to everyone. Find something that you like to do that actually gives back to everyone, not just yourself. Because you're not really actually creating anything that helps everyone. You're just helping yourself, which is selfish. So if you feel like you want to quit your job, quit your fucking job. Quit your fucking job. Quit your job. Find something you like to do. You have to get money. You have to have money, unfortunately. You still have to have money. But try to figure out a way where you don't need to worry about money. That's what you have to do. You have to figure out a way to accumulate revenue so that way you don't have to worry about accumulating revenue anymore. You can actually just focus on your life and what you want to do with it and how to change the world with it. How the fuck am I going to make a dent today? How am I going to change things today for the better? How am I going to be somebody who's better? Yo, I walk in the street now, I have a hard time not talking to people. I was so closed off with everyone, I'm having a harder time not talking to people. So do that. Spend the rest of the day trying to figure out what the fuck it is you're actually going to do with your life. Like, what it is you want to do with yourself. Otherwise, you're just like walking around aimlessly doing nothing and trying to achieve shit that you know doesn't fucking make you happy or doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. What the fuck are you doing? Alright, this is stupid. Alright. Okay, bye. End the video!